Rome is not just a name. It is a scar in history that has never healed. Among the countless wonders of that empire, there is one structure that stands like a cold declaration of power. A magnificent construction that makes people wonder, is this a masterpiece or ambition beyond limits? It was built nearly 2,000 years ago, without machines, without reinforced concrete, only with intellect, human hands, and power. The Colosseum, not just stone, but a machine that made people marvel, submit, and believe in Rome. It displayed and etched power into the minds of the masses. Behind its perfection lies a story of ambition, sweat, blood, and performances where the line between entertainment and cruelty blurred. In this journey, we will explore how it was built, why it existed, what happened inside, and how it survived nearly 20 centuries. This is not just the story of a structure, it is a dream in stone becoming eternal. The history of the Colosseum does not begin with stone but with fire, the blaze that consumed Rome in 64 AD under Nero. A devastating fire turned much of the city into ashes, and suspicion fell upon the emperor himself. It is said that he caused it to make room for extravagant constructions. And indeed, upon those ruins, he built the Domus Aurea, a lavish palace with artificial lakes, private forests, and golden statues. An insult to the suffering people. But after Nero's death, everything changed. A new emperor arose, Vespasian, founder of the Flavian dynasty. He wanted to erase the past and regain the trust of the people. So he made a symbolic decision. Where Nero's private lake once stood, he drained it and built a public arena. A place for everyone, a symbol of power, but also of Rome's generosity. It was not just architecture, it was propaganda, a promise. What was once the luxury of one man would become the entertainment of 70,000 citizens. The Colosseum was not only built to impress, but to legitimize power, unite the people, and prove that Rome was eternal. In 72 AD, construction began. Under Vespasian's order, a structure no one had dared to imagine started to rise. The artificial lake was drained and deep foundations were laid. Massive travertine stones from Tivoli were transported by carts and lifted by manually operated wooden cranes. Thousands of people, slaves, builders, architects, worked day and night. Scaffolding rose high, and the sounds of hammers, saws, and voices echoed everywhere. The real strength lay not just in materials, but in engineering. Arches and vaults were arranged to distribute weight perfectly. Each arch supported the next, creating a system both strong and efficient to build. The exterior used travertine bound with iron clamps, while the interior used tough stone and brick, a combination of lightness, durability, and efficiency. In just 8 years under Titus, the structure was completed. In 80 AD, the Colosseum officially opened, ready for the greatest spectacle in the world. Passing through one of its 80 entrances, spectators faced something never seen before. It could hold up to 70,000 people, arranged by social hierarchy. The more powerful sat closer to the arena. The poorer sat farther away, but all entered for free, a gift from the emperor. At the center was the arena, a wooden floor covered with sand to absorb blood. Beneath it was the hypogym, a maze of corridors, rooms, cages, and lifting systems. Wild animals, gladiators, and prisoners were brought up through elevators and trapdoors. It was a stage of death, orchestrated like a performance. In the morning were hunts, lions, bulls, elephants, creatures never before seen in Europe. Then came public executions, where the condemned faced wild beasts, or were staged into myths, meeting their end amid screams. And finally, gladiators, men who fought under rules, in battles both staged and real. The crowd decided. The emperor judged. Sometimes the arena was even flooded to recreate naval battles, real ships, real warfare, before thousands of spectators. This was not just entertainment, it was control. Bread and circuses kept the population calm and dependent on the emperor. The Colosseum revealed both the brutal face and the dramatic heart of Rome. The structure measured about 189 meters long, 156 meters wide, and nearly 50 meters high, equivalent to a 17-story building. It was the largest amphitheater ever built. The exterior had 4 levels with Doric, Ionic, and Corinthian columns. Inside was a system functioning like a modern stadium, fast, safe, and efficient. Around 70,000 people could enter and exit within minutes thanks to corridors and stairways. Each section had its own numbered entrance. Seating was divided by social class. Above was the velarium, a massive canopy operated by sailors to protect spectators from the sun. The Colosseum was not just entertainment, but a perfect machine. Romans used perfumes to mask the smell of blood. Music echoed from flutes and horns. Everything was designed to affect the senses. The name Colosseum may come from the giant statue of Nero over 30 meters tall that once stood nearby. Though the statue disappeared, the name remained, along with its eternal allure. But nothing lasts forever. When the Western Roman Empire fell, the Colosseum gradually declined. The games ended in the 5th century. In the Middle Ages, it became a fortress, a shelter, and later a quarry. Earthquakes destroyed many parts. By the 18th century, it was seen as a religious symbol. The earthquakes of 1349 and later years caused major collapses. Ruins allowed plants to grow inside, and by the 14th century, preservation efforts began. In the 19th century, it became a national symbol. Stone by stone, the structure was restored. Today, the Colosseum is one of the most visited landmarks in the world. Millions pass through, take photos, and unknowingly breathe the air that once carried dust, iron, and power. The Colosseum has survived wars, earthquakes, and looting, not because it is made of stone, but because it is made of history. It is not just a structure, but a silent witness to everything Rome once was, glorious and brutal, intelligent and powerful. Born to impress, exists to be remembered. Today we look upon it with awe and wonder, but if you listen carefully, you can still hear the crowd, the falling shields, and the roar of the lions. The Colosseum is not ancient, it is eternal.